Hello friends, welcome back once again in the video lecture series of data communication and networking. Its subject code is 1618502. Today I am going to teach you unit number 4. Its name is multi-channel data communication. In this multi-channel data communication, I will start first of all with circuits, right? Okay, this is my name and this is my designation. Fine. So before going deeper into the video, let's talk about what are the important contents that I will going to teach in this video. So first of all, I will let you know about circuit configuration. So what are the important configuration that a circuit must have, right? Then I will discuss about multi-point circuit. What do you mean by multi-point circuit? After that, I will also tell you how actually the data flow through these circuits. Okay. Then I will emphasize on multiplexing. That is the very important part in data communication and in computer network. Correct? While discussing about multiplexing, I will also discuss about FDM. What is FDM? FDM is also known as frequency division multiplexing. Correct? After that, I will also tell you about time division multiplexing, right? Uh, Basically, there are three types of multiplexing. That is FDM and TDM that I will going to discuss in this video only. One more is very important. That depends upon your wavelength, and that is known as your WDM. That is your wavelength division multiplexing. Although that is not I am taking in this video because that is not in your course. So after teaching all these above content, I will try to summarize that video with some summary, and later on I will surely give you some good references. So let's start with the first point, that is your circuit configuration. So in circuit configuration, this is the basic physical layout of a circuit. See, what do you mean by layout? That means how the circuit is being designed, and through that circuit how the actual data flow will be go from one place to another place. So before designing the circuit, we must have to have a basic physical layout of the circuit. So there are two fundamental circuit configuration. One is your point to point. Point to point is basically for dedicated circuit, and next one is your multi-point. Basically, multi-point is used for broadcasting, right? Okay. Most complex computer networks have many circuits. See, according to the different configuration, we may have use different types of circuit, but out of these all those, basically we are confined ourselves in point to point and multi-point, some of which are point to point and some of them are multi-point. So basically all the circuits are classified into these two categories only. So let's talk about first of all point to point circuit. It goes from one point to another point. That means in this type of circuit, basically it is your dedicated path is already defined, right? Okay. These circuits sometimes are also known as dedicated circuit. Why it is known as dedicated circuit? Because there is a dedicated path which is being only used by the sender and one receiver, and no one, no other computer will be allowed to access that path. That is why this type of circuit is known as your dedicated circuit. Okay. This type of configuration is also is basically used when the computer generates enough data to fill the capacity of the communication circuit. So basically, when we are using such type of circuit, this type of circuit is used basically when computer is able to generate the data which is to be filled the capacity of the communication circuit. Okay. When an organization builds a network using point-to-point circuit, each computer has its own circuit running from itself to the another computer. See, Whenever you are talking about a point-to-point circuit, that means to implement point-to-point circuit in a network, each and every computer has its own personal circuit, right? Okay, so as we are all we have discussed about dedicated path. Dedicated path means the configuration or this type of circuit is really very expensive as compared to your multi-point circuits. So this is the formal diagram of your circuit configuration of basically point to point. Here, as you see, this is your host computer and this is your client computer. Host computer means it is your server. The server computer is connected with your modem. Modem is used for modulation and demodulation, right? And it is connected with the modem. Basically, modem converts the digital signal into digital data into analog signals, and those analog signals are being transmitted through several circuits. After reaching the output signal here, again the signal is get demodulated. Demodulated में क्या होता है, जो carrier signal होता है वो information को वहाँ पे drop करके और वो फिर वो वापस चला जाता है. So here we are using modulation and here we are using demodulation at one time when it is sender and when it is receiver. Suppose the client is sender, then at that time this will be used for modulation and this will be known as modulation or demodulation. That is why the both is having the capability to modulating and demodulating. That is why it is known as demodulate modem, right? Okay, so after modem the information is sent to the computer in the form of your digital data. So this is the quite good setup of your point to point where a circuit has been established, but the circuit has been established between these two computers only, right? Okay, so what is multi-point circuit? See, as if I have already told you, multi-point circuit is basically used for broadcasting, right? So in broadcasting, such type of circuit is also known as shared circuit, right? Because we are sharing the resources, or we are sharing the resources means what? We are sharing the path. So many computers can be connected in the same circuit. So this is the bigger advantage as compared to the point-to-point circuit. Okay, each of them must share the circuit with others. So now the circuit, whatever their circuit configuration they are using, they are shareable, right? One computer can use the circuit at a time. See, the circuit is shareable, but it is not shareable at a time, right? Like we are talking about CPU in OS. CPU is shareable, but it is not shareable at a time. Similarly, here also the circuit is shareable, but it is not shareable at a particular input of time. That means two computers cannot share the same circuit at the same time. When one computer is sending or receiving the data, other must wait, right? Fine. This is very pretty clear. The advantage of multi-point circuit is that they reduce the amount of cable required and typically use the available communication circuit more efficiently. So such type of multi-point circuit is usually very cheaper as compared to point circuit because they are not using the dedicated path or dedicated circuit. That is why these are inexpensive as compared to point. Okay, it was designed with separate point-to-point circuit. See, this type of circuit is also having some similarity as point-to-point circuit is having, but in the broader sense, we are using multi-point circuits. Okay. So for this reason only, multi-point configuration are cheaper than that of your point-to-point circuit, as I have already discussed earlier, right? So this because path is not dedicated, circuit is not dedicated, so this configuration is cheaper as compared to the previous one, that is your point-to-point circuit. Thus, multiple circuits typically are used when each computer does not need to continuously use an entire capacity of the circuit, or when build point-to-point circuit is too expensive. Suppose some computers are being shared within a network, but it may so happen that all the computer does not need to execute or to process. So at that time, if we will apply a point-to-point circuit, then it will be failed. That means at that time computer will not go in rest. So if some of the computers wants to some rest, at that time multi-point circuit will be quite applicable, right? Such type of circuit are basically used in wireless circuit. Whenever we want to go for wireless communication, for telecasting or broadcasting or multicasting, right? So for telecasting also, for broadcasting also, for multicasting also, as you all know, because you have already read about unguided media, so such type of configurations are basically used in your wireless circuits. So this is a very neat diagram of your multi-point circuit, in which I am having this path. This is the path which is given, and in this path lot of computers are associated in this path only. In that, one of them is server, right, and rest of all of them are behave as client, right? So let's talk about data flow. How exactly data flow from one place to another place? So for data flow, we are having three types of modes. First is your simplex mode. In simplex mode, one of the system will be always sender, and second one system will be always receiver, right? The path will be dedicated from one place to another place. It will be one way. That means जो sender है वो हमेशा से send करेगा, वो कभी receive नहीं करेगा, और जो receiver है वो कभी send नहीं करेगा, वो सिर्फ receive करेगा. अब इसमें सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत क्या होगी कि जो सेंडर है उसको ये पता नहीं चलेगा कि रिसीवर को मिला कि नहीं मिला, क्योंकि रिसीवर उसको एक्नॉलेज नहीं कर सकता है. रिगार्डिंग माय पॉइंट. और रिसीवर को ये भी पता नहीं चलेगा कि जो सेंडर ने जो भेजा है वो वही मैसेज है जो सेंडर ने भेजा है, या कुछ इंपेयरमेंट की वजह से कुछ और चीजें आ गई हैं. So such type of data flow is quite impractical in the real scenario, because sender does not know what he has sent, whether the sending message has been received to the receiver or not, और रिसीवर को भी ये कभी पता नहीं चल पाएगा कि आखिर सेंडर ने एक्चुअली वही डेटा भेजा था कि नहीं. But when you are talking about half duplex, there is a dedicated path between these two. But the thing is that the sender will send some message to receiver. The receiver at that time only receives the message, but second time means another time the receiver can be able to respond whether what he has received, means he will give the acknowledgement to the sender, and at the second time it will behave as receiver. So such type of communication is known as transport mode, is known as half duplex, right? सेंडर रिसीवर भी हो सकता है, रिसीवर सेंडर भी हो सकता है, बट नॉट एट ए टाइम. बट when we talk about full duplex, sender can be receiver at the same time and receiver can be sender at the same time. So this type of technology, transmission mode, is widely used in real scenario. So out of these three, if you ask me which is the better for real communication, so I will suggest you for the full duplex, because large amount of transmission can be possible without any failure. Okay, so let's talk about multiplexing. What do you mean by multiplexing? So the high speed physical communication circuit into several low speed logical circuit so that many different devices can be used simultaneously. This is known as your multiplexing. So what do you mean by multiplexing? If you are having a high speed communication circuit, and if it has to be passed through the lower speed logical circuit, multiplexing will provide you such facility, right? Through diagram I will just show you with a neat diagram. It is the multiplexing which is also known as WDM, right? WDM is also a type of multiplexing which has enabled almost unbelievable growth in the network capacity. Why it is so? Because out of all these three networks, these are very important. While WDM is very important while transmitting the data in the real scenario. So nowadays days we are using WDM, but earlier whenever we are using internet, at that time WDM was not at all used. So let's take a good picture of your multiplexing. See, here I am having so many channels, channel number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to n. So each channel, that is each channel is consisting single bit, say suppose 10110 like this. So how this high speed, this is known as your high speed and this is known as your low speed. So how this high speed will be converted into low speed by multiplexing? See, this one will come here, like the entire frame will be, this vertical frame will be placed horizontally and the transmission will be possible. On the other hand, and demultiplexing is there. Again, what is going to be happen? This horizontal packet will be demultiplexed and it will go through again in this way. So what is going to be happen here? Whatever the original message that we want to send from this point to this point is possible, right? Okay. So after reading the block diagram of multiplexing, see in a real scenario how multiplexing is used. This is the host computer. Again, we are talking about the circuit, and here I have used 4 level of multiplexer. What is 4 level of multiplexer? That means I am having 4 channels here. And when it will go for the actual transmission, it may so happen that we are not having the 4 level channel. It may be having one channel only or one link only, that is known as your low speed channel. And again, when it will reach to the second point, right, so 4 level multiplexer can be broadcasted to the 4 different terminals, right? Okay, so let's talk about frequency domain multiplexing. So this is the good diagram of your frequency division multiplexing. In frequency division multiplexing, instead of any other physical quantity, we will be emphasize on frequency of the input signal, right? So it can be divided the circuit, it can be dividing the circuit horizontally so that many signals can be travel in the single communicating circuit simultaneously. So how the horizontal circuit is divided in such a way that they are able to transmit in a single communication circuit, it is done by the frequency division multiplexing, right? The circuit is divided into series of separated channels. That means each circuit is divided into series of separate channels, each transmitting on a different frequency. Why these channels are differentiating from one another? Because every channel is having different frequency. So different frequency should be have to travel through the different channels. Okay. So the best example for this is your radio and television stations. Correct? All these signals that exist in the media at the same time, but because of their different frequency, they do have interfere with each other. सी सारे की सारी चीजें आपका एटमॉस्फेयर में या मीडिया में सारी चीजें आपकी सिग्नल्स मौजूद हैं, लेकिन अकॉर्डिंग टू योर डिमांड कौन सी फ्रीक्वेंसी को आप सुनना चाहते हैं, उस तरीके की फ्रीक्वेंसी को आप पहले रिक्वेस्ट भेजते हैं, और आउट ऑफ द ऑल मीडिया मीडिया उनमें से उसी फ्रीक्वेंसी को आपको सुनाता है या आपको डेटा देता है एज एन आउटपुट, जिसको हम लोग टेलीविजन या हम लोग रेडियो स्टेशन में हम लोग एफएम रेडियो या टेलीविजन में हम लोग डिफरेंट चैनल्स हम लोग कहते हैं, राइट। एक्चुअली सारे के सारे चैनल्स जो हैं ये ऑलरेडी मीडिया में अवेलेबल रहते हैं। आपको जो डिमांड होती है, जैसे आपको कोई स्पोर्ट्स चैनल देखना है तो आप स्पोर्ट्स चैनल देखते हो, बट न्यूज चैनल इज ऑलवेज इज ऑल्सो अवेलेबल in the media. Okay, so the total capacity of the physical circuit is simply divided among the multiplex circuit. Okay, fine. So ये है कुछ फ्रीक्वेंसी डिवीजन मल्टीप्लेक्सिंग का एक छोटा सा डायग्राम है, जिसमें यहाँ पे वी आर वॉचिंग दैट दिस इज माय होस्ट कंप्यूटर, जिसके अंदर सारे के सारे डेटा हैं, राइट। एंड वी आर यूजिंग एफडीएम। सो how FDM works, that ये जो अलग अलग जो डेटा है, these are having different frequency, and according to the different frequency they are having different bandwidth also, which are stored at the different channels. Now it depends upon you out of which band you want to listen or which band you want to watch. According to your interest, the FDM, that is your frequency division multiplexing, will provide you the same, right? Okay, so what is your time division multiplexing? Time division multiplexing is nothing but it shares the communication circuit among one or two terminals by having them take turns dividing the circuit vertically. एफडीएम जो था वो आपका हॉरिजॉन्टली रिप्रेजेंट करता था, बट टाइम डिवीजन मल्टीप्लेक्सिंग जो है वो आपको वर्टिकली आपको डिवाइड करेगा। आपके कम्युनिकेशन सर्किट को कैसे डिवाइड करेगा? वर्टिकली, राइट। टाइम ऑन द सर्किट इज एलोकेटेड इवन व्हेन डेटा इज नॉट बीइंग सेंड. Your time allotment will be as if that if you don't want to send the data, then also the time will be allotted. Why it is so? Because we should know that at what time the data has been sent from the one place to another place. So so that some capacity is wasted when the terminal are idle. So why it is so? Because it shows that at what time our terminals or our transmission channel was sit idle. TDM generally most efficient than FDM because it does not need guard bands. As compared to FDM, TDM does not need any sort of guard band, right? We are not using guard band in TDM. Guard band basically use the space on the circuit, otherwise it could be used for the transmitting data. Guard band का basically जो use होता है वो space में ही होता है, otherwise हम लोग जो guard band का use करते हैं they are basically used for transmitting data. But in TDM we don't have to have such type of guard band in TDM. If one divides a 64 kbps circuit into 4 circuits, the resultant will be 16 kbps circuit. It is a small numerical which is given to you, small analysis, right? Okay, so this is the good example of your this one TDM, how TDM works. So here this is your host computer, this is your TDM, right? These are the signals or input which is having different frequencies, right, according to their time. And see how ABCD is transmitted from, see in this it was your A, it was your B, it was your C, it was your D, right? Now when we are having single line circuit, then it will be just put in this way and the circuit will transmit the data from one place to another place, and at the receiver end, if we have to broadcast to the several stations, so A will be given to this computer, B will be given to this computer, C will be given to this, and D will be given to this, right? Okay, so let's talk about some summary that we have discussed so far in this video. So while talking about circuit configuration, we are having two types of circuit, that is point to point and multi-point. Most complex computer networks are having so many circuits. Some of them are using point to point, some of them are using multi-point, right? Many computers are connected on the same circuit. In multi-point, it may so happen that several computers are connected in one circuit only. Each must share the circuit with each other, but not at the same time, right? Okay, fine. When in this type of thing, when a computer is sending or receiving the data, all other must have to wait. In multi-point, I am discussing. Wireless communication is broadly used in multi-point circuits. Whenever you want to use for, whenever you want to go for wireless communication, at that time you may go for wireless, that is multi-point circuits, right? And basically the circuit is divided into a series of separate channels, and each of these channels are having their own different frequencies. So here there are some good books, and if you want to go for additional knowledge, you may go through these type of online tutorials are already present. And if you want to watch some good videos, these are the links that I am providing it to you, right? So thank you so much for watching this video. Have a nice day.